Good evening. Today I'm going to be talking about Alzheimer's. How many colored kids are at your school? How are you allowed? Are you allowed around horses? Did you graduate from high school? Who are you? What is your name? What are you doing here? This may sound ridiculous question to you, but these are very common questions I get from a woman who I affectionately refer to as Miss Jane. Miss Jane suffered from a condition called Alzheimer's disease that affects the part of the brain that controls thoughts, memories, and language. But because of this condition, she is often confused about her surroundings, familiar faces, and the time period that she's currently in. Miss Jane is a joy to work with and a kind-hearted person, but she often upset about her place in this present day, and express this in various ways. At our first interaction was difficult because her statement can be jarring. But after some time, I have come to understand her condition and how she's very rarely in control of her faculty. In the little time I have been part of Miss Jane's life, I have learned a lot about Alzheimer's diseases and what we can all do to help fight this terrible disease. The physical and emotional demand of caring for a person with dementia can be hard. If you're caring for a person with dementia, you need to look after yourself, or the demands may weigh you down. Alzheimer's and dementia steals every moment we have left with our loved ones. A large number of care supporting groups exist, and people find comfort in assisted by helping with others who cares for people with Alzheimer's diseases and dementia. If the caretaker is tired or stressed, it can become hard to care for that person with dementia. It is important for the caregiver to continue activity that they enjoy because caregivers often experience feelings of guilt, grief, loss, and anger. While interaction with those being cared for should be positive, it is also known to experience a range of difficult emotions, including guilty, abandonment, anger, and many others. In this situation, it can help acknowledge this feeling as natural response to the situation. Dealing with your feelings is the first step. No two people are the same. While some people recognize their feeling right away, many may need to take the necessary step to acknowledge what they are feeling in interaction with the Alzheimer's patient. It is also important to know that it is common to feel conflicting emotions, such as love and anger at the same time. Support groups can help caregivers deal with this wide range of emotion they have experienced, and talking with someone they trust, such as a counselor, a pastor, family members, or friends, can help greatly. Just connecting with other caregivers who is affected by Alzheimer's and dementia can greatly improve the quality of life for them. According to Help Guide for Caregiving, the burden of caregiving can mean an increased risk of significant health problems. Any dementia caregiver experience depression, high level of stress, or even burnt out. Caregiving for someone with dementia disease or any type of Alzheimer's could be a long, stressful, intense, emotional journey. But there are tons of other people in the same boat. There are more than 16 million people caring for someone. Secondly, it is important to know what to expect when caring for anyone with the progress condition like Alzheimer's disease and dementia. It is important with Alzheimer's and disease and dementia, the person will change, and they will be having in different, sometimes disturbing or upsetting ways. As the dementia advances through the different stages, the loved one needs increase financial responsibility, becoming more challenging. Eventually, people with advanced Alzheimer's disease often forget how to perform once routine activities such as bathing or dressing. Anita Ducourt. On this positive side, it will definitely bring caregiver closer to the individual. If they weren't close to the individual before, it can resolve difference, find forgiveness, and make new memories. Many trials tribute worries that seem so important before appearing as a caregiver, beginning to focus on things that are really meaningful in life. During the early stage of Alzheimer's or dementia, the loved one may not need much caring assistance, but it is important to help them come to terms with the disease, like plan for the future, stay active, and stay healthy. It is important to seek early intervention with dealing with the progress condition, like Alzheimer's disease, understanding the needs to plan for a middle stage. Seeking early intervention should most likely start by finding the Alzheimer's Association in your state, close to your residence. By learning all this is possible about the loved one of dementia, the more the caregiver can learn about this condition and treatment option. Early intervention means preparing for the future, which in turn reduces frustration and negative expectation. Information tissue strengthening or loss of connection between brain and cell are often clues that Alzheimer's may be developing. Tim J. Leahy. As the disease progresses, the individual will gradually experience more memory loss, may become lost in familiar setting, fail to recognize family and friends. Their rumbling speeches may make communication more of a challenge. They may experience mood behavior change along with the speech problems. Caregiving in the middle stage of Alzheimer's cannot be done all alone. It is important for a caregiver to reach out to other family members and friends and other organizations to help them with the daily burden. In this period, it is very important to make time for yourself throughout the day to pursue your hobby, stay on top of your own health needs. This is not being disloyal to your loved one and will provide better care in taking care of your loved one. Joining a support group will also help the caregiver to learn from experience from others who have faced the same challenge. The Alzheimer's brain change over time eventually leads to growing trouble with memories, forgetting conversation, names of family, names of friends, and etc. Finally, it is important to record and reflect on your experience as a caregiver. For someone with Alzheimer's disease, caregiver should keep a daily journal to record and reflect on their experience. By writing down their thoughts, the emotion, and observation, even simply keeping a daily gratitude list can help chase away the blues. In the middle stage of dementia, your loved one still has many abilities. By valuing what your loved one is able to give, you can find pleasure and satisfaction on even the toughest days. Having a daily routine and activity can provide sense of comfort. For Alzheimer's, involving your loved ones on a daily activity such as they are able. For example, they may not be able to bathe themselves, but they can put their clothes on. It is important to avoid taxing the loved one with mentally exhausting tasks. Avoid questioning challenge, short-term memories, such as, do you remember what we did yesterday? Give one direction or ask one question at a time. The loved one will constantly repeat statements and questions over and over. If you feel your frustration getting short, take a quick stress relief calm down and regain your balance. There is no treatment for cure for Alzheimer's disease. In advance of stage disease, there are complications from loss of the brain function. It is important to know the caregiver are providing the end of life care that can ease the tension of their loved one. While Miss Jane often doesn't know who I am, she always aware of the love and